Okay. When we last left off, uh, two of you had been captured by archmage known as Julius Cadence. You were taken to his magic fortress, or what you could see of it, and imprisoned. Through some spells and the aid of a new friend, you managed to escape the prison and find your way out of the fortress. You then realized that the city was on high alert and searching for members of your group. And once they figured out you had escaped, they'd probably be searching for you. So you opted to flee the city by going to an underground contact known as Venom Fang, who Igneel is associated with. And from there, you guys basically took a deal where you would escort some cargo in exchange for transportation out of the city. And that's where we left off. You guys had fallen asleep in the bunks above the, or in the bunks in the warehouse, and that's where we left off. So, what would you guys like to do?
Do they
I
have
would
food?
like I would like to continue
Are
to
we all in
sleep.
the same? Are we all in the same room?
Yeah, you all are on the same room.
Well, for one thing, there's like one person missing within the bunk.
Who's missing?
Third
Oh, him.
looks like he left a note saying that he has to go somewhere. To go do some other smuggling job at the moment.
That flaky little bastard.
Yeah. He said probably meet up in the next city that we're heading to.
Okay. You guys rouse from your sleep. You get a long rest. Not that you really did much, but it helps. You guys proceed downstairs where it's morning, so the bar the bar area is not too full of people, but you do see Venom Fang and her personal bodyguard sitting having breakfast.
I sit down and have breakfast too.
It's a hearty meal. It's good.
Yummy.
I'll stand by, but I'm not gonna partake in breakfast.
Ah, fuck you.
Oh my,
I
sorry.
already owe a dragon, so I'm not really trying to owe anybody else at the moment.
You what?
So I already owe a dragon a favor. I'm not trying to owe anybody else anything else.
Oh.
You know her, so you're good. I'm trying to stay as debt free as possible, good sir.
Venom Fang sees you join her at the table, and she kind of swallows her food and says, oh, sorry, got something stuck in my throat.
Is that what she said?
No,
It's all
Huh?
good.
she said, she said it's good to see you all awake and ready. You'll be leaving in about an hour. You'll be taking the ship, the Iron Hull ship known as the Jeweled Tortoise, with
Very well.
Captain Archibald. What did you say?
I said very well.
Oh, okay. I thought you said what?
No.
I'll ask her. I guess who should I guess who are the biggest threats that we should be expecting while protecting your goods.
Pirates, Marrow, stuff like that. Not much in the open seas. You won't have
Krakens.
you won't have to worry about krakens in these waters.
All right. Does anybody know does anybody know that you're going to be transiting, moving out goods?
She kind of shakes her head and says, "It's hush hush."
All right. All right. Well, like I said earlier, I'll protect your goods, but I'm not willing to die for it.
She kind of shrugs and says, "I don't expect you to."
All right. Then me and my brother are going to go head up to the crow's nest whenever we get to the ship, and we're just going to keep watch from there.
Okay. So you guys finish breakfast. After a few minutes, some burly-looking fellows entered the tavern, or not the tavern, the warehouse, Sorry, I'm yawning. And they start to load cargo into a cart. As this is happening, Igneal, Venomfang kind of pulls you to the side and says, I have something important to discuss with you.
Okay.
She goes, when you arrive in Viet, you'll be stopping in the port city of Namu. I have a bit of a request. There is a gang there. Hold on, I gotta pull up what it is. No, don't open Discord. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Opens up random legal site you're not supposed to be on because that's how pop-ups work.
She goes, there's a gang there called the Spirelings. They're the largest gang in Namu. And I'd like to open up a partnership with them. I'd like you to spearhead this little endeavor and find their leader and open up a dialogue.
It will be done.
She bows to you and says, good.
I bow back.
She goes, it shouldn't be that difficult. I haven't really had any conversations with the gangs, but I doubt they'll be hostile to the partnership.
What if they are hostile?
Then you decide at your own discretion what to do. If you have to, I don't think it'll be easy removing an entire gang that's been situated in a city for decades. But if it comes down to it, just kill their leader and maybe the rest will fall.
Alright.
But don't risk your life on it. I have other bounties I'd rather have you taken care of. This is just a side job.
No problem.
Okay. The cart is loaded up. You guys climb into the back and basically shroud yourself under a blanket because you are still being hunted at this point in the city.
I changed my appearance.
Okay, good to know.
I'm gonna make
I
myself
sit on the main
look
part of the
like
cart and I just
a
go invisible.
I'm gonna look like a not a half.
How long would it take us
That's
to
too
get out of
short.
the city? Like an hour?
Less than an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna go invisible and just sit next to the driver.
Okay.
I'm gonna be Bronze Dragonborn.
Okay.
I let him know I'm there before I go invisible, so he doesn't get spooked.
He kind of nods in your direction. He's missing like one of his eyes, but he gives you a thumbs up.
I give him a wink as I go
Wow.
invisible.
Okay.
He's also missing the same thumb that he tried to thumb up with. He'll sure that you don't notice.
You don't know what he was doing, but he looked like he was giving you a thumbs up. Anyways, the cart takes off, and you guys, it takes you maybe 10 minutes to get to the docks. They are hustling and bustling. Ships are being loaded, unloaded. Ships are taking off and arriving. You guys are led to a large dock with a large iron-hulled ship. And when I say iron hull, I mean it's constructed of iron. And it kind of looks like a steamboat almost, but instead of having a water wheel on the back of it, it just has a large glowing gem that is halfway in the water, halfway out of the water.
It's a gem, you said?
A gem, yeah.
Does it look magical?
Make an Arcana check.
I know it's a yes. I just over 18. It's like a
How
21,
expensive
I
does it
think.
look?
It's very magical and expensive. Make an intelligence check.
Gotcha.
It's probably like an artificially made gem. I don't think it's that expensive.
I got 12.
Roger.
It looks like it's not like a precious gem like a diamond or an emerald. It looks more like just a crystal gem.
Is there any gem I would use to revive people?
No, it is not. That'd be a diamond.
It'd be
Alright.
much. I think it's probably way too big too.
It looks like it has value, but not in the sense of like a precious gem. It's more like a
Sentimental value.
not sentimental. It's hard to find the words for it. It's valuable in the
Essential?
sense it's essential. Thank you. It's essential to the ship, but it's not valuable. If you pried it off, you could probably sell it, but it's very specific to one job.
It's supposed to guide the ship.
That's fine. I take note of this.
Okay. You guys are loaded aboard the ship. On board, you see the captain barking orders to his crew. The crew is a diverse mix of humanoids, elves, halflings, humans, no dragonborn.
That's good.
In fact, Vaughn, you
Rand's a
get-
dragonborn, right? I can't remember.
Ran is
Yeah, I took the
Vaughn is a dragonborn. He took the
Oh,
form of
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
I took
Ran
the form of a dragonborn.
Ran is Long's
Human.
brother.
Yeah, me and Long are human. In case nobody knew that. Like I said it, but you just never know.
I speculated.
I think you told me. I just forgot.
But,
I am soft and squishy, but I have heart.
Okay. Vaughn,
That's
you
good.
do notice that you're getting some side-eye glances, and people are generally just kind of looking at you very curiously.
I go ahead and I use the cantrip light on myself.
Okay, you're now a bright. It's
I cast
midday.
invisibility on him.
But I may be invisible, but the light is still a cantrip on my body.
So now there's just a giant beacon of light coming from nowhere.
Oh, I'm on the wrong page. I gotta mark off that spell. I've already wasted 2 level 2 spells.
Did you
so-
do magic?
No.
Did you do magic
Oh,
rolls for
Yes.
this? Okay.
Oh, fuck me! I
What?
got a 1.
A 1?
My
I'm
man.
s-
Okay, I'll roll real quick.
Who got honesty?
Turns into a plant right here and then.
Dude, that's not good. Don't tell me that.
Meow 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 meow.
Sorry,
Please
see,
let him turn to a snail. Please let him turn to a snail. Please let him turn to a snail.
I need to get out of D100. Hold on.
Dude, it happens so seldom. I think it's only happened. This is the second time it's happened, I think.
It has.
Yes, it's only the second time.
Ooh, 70.
46.
I don't want to know.
My Igneel, you suddenly start to float about 10 feet off the ground.
Is that all?
As you cast the spell Levitate on yourself.
Does that automatically break his invisibility?
Uh,
It's not concentration, right? So...
It's not concentration. It's just so you're now. No one can see you, but you are suddenly elevated above the ship.
Oh,
So nobody
God.
can see him. So
Well-
wait, we don't know that he's floating.
Well, no, you cast invisibility on Vaughn, which would have broken your invisibility.
Yeah.
I
So
couldn't hear
you
you right
could-
there. Could you repeat that for me real quick?
When he cast invisibility on Vaughn, it broke his own invisibility, so you can see him.
I'm gonna say okay, my man.
So, Igneel, you're just floating in midair now.
That's unexpected. How long does this last for? Do I know?
Forever
Shut
until
up.
Only
you die.
only for a few minutes, and you can control how high and you can descend and do stuff like that.
Nice. I just kind of lay there in the air, just, chilling.
The crew looks at this curious bunch very oddly, but they go about their business.
Don't worry, we're here to protect you guys.
He says that he screams while floating in the fucking sky.
Wait, what?
So you say that we're here to protect them and you're just floating endlessly above them. I'm pretty sure any sense
It's all
of
good.
like
We're professionals.
comfort they had beforehand is completely gone when they see this.
I'm literally like, you see me trying to
What
really
is it,
take a
and
nap,
we're
I'm
doomed?
just like falling asleep.
Okay, as
It's
you're
gonna suck
floating,
whenever it-
what looks
yeah.
like the captain approaches you and says, "Are you a magic user by any chance?"
Possibly.
He kind of gives you the stink eye and says, "Well, if you
Bitch.
are, we need to hoist the proper flags."
I go over and hoist the flag.
Okay, you float over and you start hoisting any flag, or you just...
All the flags.
What flag, Cap?
He goes, "The red one. It lets people know we have a spellcaster on board."
All
Well,
right.
we
They
did-
need to
Japan,
know.
keep
I
it
asked
up.
them why they need to know that.
It's standard maritime law. If you have a magic
Not
caster on board, you have to allow people to know in case they know any spells involving
What if
fire.
we have two
Fire.
spellcasters?
The
Well,
flag
Or,
still
well,
gets
actually, I
hoisted.
think we have three. Sorry.
There's 3
Is this just
spellcasters on
red?
board.
Do you have 3 red flags or just one?
Just one red flag will do.
Okay, I hoist a red flag.
Because we do that in case other ships come by. It's a warning for pirates that we have magic users on board, but it's also used for just allowing other vessels to know that there might be someone on board who has access to fire spells who could possibly sink a non-iron hulled ship. Fire on board ships are very dangerous. So
you
we
guys
have
sure are. You guys
Hey,
sure are nice.
Ichmeo.
I don't think I tell anybody.
Hey, Ichmeo, looks like they knew about you somehow.
I mean, he's also floating. I
It's
feel
almost
that's
like
probably-
they
that's
almost
probably the
knew about
giveaway.
your fireball.
Word of your destructive fireball prowess has spread across the land.
I don't know about my fireballs.
You're known as not only a threat to himself, but to everybody else.
So, are you trying to
My
tell me
man.
not to cast fireballs in ships, Logan?
no. This is just a warning for pirates mainly. It's
Okay.
meant to deter being raided because you could sink a vessel with a fireball easily if it's made of wood. Just one shot and it would
Well,
just
why
blow
would you
the
tell
whole.
them that?
So it
Let them
deters
raid
them.
us and then just sink the vessel.
It deters them from approaching.
How do you know how do they know we're not lying?
They don't, but they don't. know. It's up to them to take that chance or not.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I
So
just, I
you
decided to climb up to the flag.
Are wooden ships
with these
common? I might
men.
be a pirate.
It says we don't have anybody that has fireball on the flag.
wooden ships are common. Iron hull ships are more of a new thing. Most ships are still made of wood. They're just kind of starting to get iron hulled ships.
Can I ask the captain where he'd want me? So I don't plan on doing too much on this journey, but tell me where you need me, and I'll make sure I get it done.
He goes, just stay on the top deck. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of the lower decks where the food is stored, just because they don't want anybody meddling down there. Just
Yeah,
just,
we can
sta-
stuff
just
it,
stay on the
doesn't it?
top deck.
Is this ship
Captain.
is this ship mostly a working ship, or is there anybody with higher standards that will be accompanying this journey?
It's just a working vessel.
That makes any sense?
It's just a transport vessel. We transport cargo from here to Viet.
Roger that.
We don't really
Captain,
have
anything that you had that are broken?
nothing broken. We just replaced anything that was.
Okay. Guess I'll go
Anyone
ahead and
mend
just.
things?
Of course.
All right.
Mender.
Can I go to the
Mind
mess hall?
mender.
He says sure. It's down in the second deck.
I
All
can
right.
even help
Has
you
my
mend your relationship.
levitation worn off yet?
Tell him no. Tell him no. Please tell him no. Fuck that guy. Please tell him.
It doesn't say how long it lasts. I'll just look up the spell real quick.
Tell him no.
It's probably
Fucking
an
love it.
hour.
So I
Fucking
just
love
literally
this.
cast the spell on myself.
Yes.
Okay.
I throw up my rope to
I didn't know if
So-
it had any other special little.
I throw up my rope up to Igneel, and I tie him to the one of the railings on the side of the ship. Well, in case
Oh,
you're up there for
you
a
can't
while,
tie
at least we
me.
can. At least you can follow behind us. I'd hate for the ship
Hey.
to take off and you to fall into the water.
I can just
look.
follow on my own accord.
And then I head
I
down
should
to the
be able to
mess
keep up
decks to
the
go make
ship.
some money.
It's 10
Look,
minutes,
it's a
money.
It's a human
Okay.
kite.
Has 10 minutes passed yet?
I'll say yeah. 10 minutes
I
to
fall
get
to
the
the
flag.
ground.
You
Mommy,
gently.
are you human too? Is Igneel human?
No,
He's-
I'm Yuntai.
Okay.
He's a
gotcha.
snake man.
Snake people. That's right. I remember that now. All right, continue.
After a few minutes, you descend, Igneel. The ship then kind of lurches forward as it doesn't have any sails. It does have a mast with no sails on it where they have a crow's nest, which is currently occupied by, looks like 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
But the ship chugs to life, and through no visible power of its own, it begins to move forward.
Okay. Well, if you guys need me, I'll be on the mess decks. Let's see if these sailors here know how to play a little bit of cards.
Okay.
Come on,
I
Mom.
don't know if it's a good idea. For
How
you
much
to go
money have
ahead
you
and fuck
made
with
from
guys.
like gambling and cheating?
Since we played the game, or are you talking about in my lifetime?
Yeah, since
good
we
sir?
played the
Oh.
game.
I don't think I remember keeping count, but I've made a good couple thousand gold. A few copper, like probably like 1,000 gold, a few good
He's
silver,
also
and a handful of copper. I've made, and I've also made
He's-
won those 2 daggers from the
he
dragon.
scammed a he
Yeah.
scammed a dragon.
I did. I regret nothing.
Okay.
Until Logan
Lucky
tells
she
me I
didn't
can't
find
do it,
out.
I
She
will
probably
continue.
would have melted you on the spot.
Oh, definitely. That's why just to make sure I kept things at ease with her. I owe
It's
her a
Vaughn.
favor for being so kind.
It's wrong. What was your character's name again? I forgot.
Ran.
Rand. Okay, I thought that was your. I don't know why I thought that was your brother's name. And
Brother's
you're
name is
Finn.
Long.
Your brother. That's right.
Long.
Your brother is Long. You're Ram.
I'm
It's
Ran.
been a
He's
bit.
Long.
I saw someone said,
Okay.
I'm like earlier, I was like talking about Rand, and then fucking someone corrected me. I'm like, what?
Well, you said he was a Dragonborn.
I thought I asked if he was Dragonborn.
No, I'm not Dragonborn.
oh.
I couldn't remember what he was.
Before Rand like starts heading down, I say Rand.
Mhm.
Give me a sec.
Mhm.
I go ahead and take some holy water. I sprinkle it up in the air right above me, Rand, and if Igneal's like close by,
Sure.
and I use bless.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I say confusingly. I pat him on the shoulder and say, I appreciate the caring, but trust me, I'm a professional. And I walk off. And what
oh,
did he
no.
have in his pocket that I want to have taken it?
Taken out of
Nothing.
Vaughn's pocket.
Yes.
My
I'm gonna
dick.
give it back to him, but I
My
just want to show
dick.
him that he has nothing to worry about. Oh, I took his dick. His dick is now in my hand. Yeah. That's how powerful I am.
Actually,
So,
If
like,
you're-
I got
he took
DC'd
some-
a little bit. Sorry.
if he took something out of my pocket, it would probably be that gate key orb that was in my pocket.
all right. So as I start to walk away, I go ahead and I tell him he has nothing to worry about, and I toss him back the key.
Okay.
Oh, that nigga.
Okay. Vaughn, he tosses back the intact but inert gate key.
I think it would have been
There we
fixed
go.
by now because of how many days they've been gone, right?
No. When you cast dispel magic on it, you rendered it inert.
Oh no! Remember I brought it to somebody.
Did you?
Yeah, I brought it. Like I've used it. I paid it off with the ordnance sword and some like I think 500 gold or 250 gold to go ahead and get it fixed.
Okay. Well then, you now have intact and operational gate key. You don't know where it leads or what it opens to, but it's ready.
All right.
Okay. So, Ran, you head downstairs to the mess hall. It's not really packed. Most people are still up on the top deck preparing for the voyage, but there's a couple people eating what looks like breakfast. Okay, so what would the rest of you like to do?
I guess I'll hang out on the deck, kind of like a high point, as far as high as I
Okay.
can get,
There's
like without climbing up in the thing.
the ship is pretty level. It does raise slightly in the back where they have the
Hey, not gonna lie, I guess disconnected for like the last 2 minutes. Can you just catch me back up on what I missed? The last thing I heard was our conversation about what my name was.
basically you headed out into the mess hall, and I'll have you roll in a minute to see how much money you make.
Appreciate it.
But Igneal, you stay on the back deck where the it's enclosed. It's where the captain and the ship's steering is. You basically stay up there because it's higher up.
Yeah.
All right, Javon. Basically, add a D4 to your roll.
Appreciate it, baby.
Okay, so Rand, go ahead and do for me. You're using your your trick deck of cards, right?
Most def.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Sleight of hand that I can do, you beautiful son of a bitch. Look, I got you some juice. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, isn't it? Oh god, yeah, lose your life.
Plus a D4.
Yeah,
Plus
plus a
D4,
D4.
so plus the D4, I rolled a nat 20, plus 5, which is my sleight of hand,
So
plus 4,
29. So 29. You head below deck, and there's only a few people down there, but using your charm, you convince them all to play a quick game of cards, just in celebration of the journey.
My man, come along, everybody. What's going on? We have a long journey ahead of us. Why not have a little fun? Now, I will say that I am very, very handy with some cards, guys. So if you're worried about losing some money, don't worry. There's always a chance to make it back. Let's have a little bit of fun and let's become friends.
Okay. So over the course of maybe 20 minutes, you manage to swindle, I'll say,
My man,
50 silver.
I'll take it.
They don't catch on to the fact that you're cheating them, but they do get a little upset that they just got swindled out of their hard-earned pay.
It's all good. How many people did I? How many people would you say were down there?
Just 3.
Just 3. All right, so I'll give them all half back.
Okay.
Say, hey, beginner's luck, guys. It's okay. I'm a man looking to have a good time, not to ruin anybody's trip. So I'll go ahead and take 45, and I'll give them all half back.
Okay. They seem a lot more happy now that they have coin in their pocket.
No problem. If you guys ever want to have a little game, or if you want me to teach you a little something I know, feel free to stop by.
Okay.
That's gonna cost extra.
And I'll just go venture. I'll go start looking around the ship to see if there's anything, what all this ship has to offer.
Okay.
Actually, did she tell us what exactly that we were protecting on this trip?
She did not
Other
tell you
than
what the
just goods?
cargo.
All right,
We're just protecting cargo.
I'll go ahead
Well-
down.
It's probably like drugs or something.
Well,
I'll go
Rand's
ahead
doing
down
this.
I'll go ahead up to the
Well-
cargo and check it out.
While Rand's
Okay.
doing this, I'm gonna be sitting over by the captain, just patiently looking at him, waiting.
I
You're
also
just-
relate to everyone, to my other companions, like beforehand, that Venom Fang's trustworthy as hell. So
Okay.
I know,
Vaughn,
it's so crazy. I love
You're
you so
just
much.
staring at the captain?
Like a creeper.
Vaughn, are you just staring at the captain?
Oh yeah. Sorry, my headset got unplugged. Yes. I'm just sitting there staring at the captain, waiting for something to be done.
He kind of keeps glancing over at you, and then back to the control mechanism, and then back to you, and finally
I
he's
keep
like,
glancing at him.
"Can I help you?"
Can you help me?
All right.
Can I help you?
He kind of looks at you confused and says, "If you want to help, you can go down to the kitchen and help prepare for lunch."
Sure, why not? Tell me
I'm kind
where
of
the
just being a
exact spot is,
sentry.
and I'll
I'm
head
kind
over
of
there.
just helping, like, just make sure, like, be on the lookout, kind of.
Okay. Ran, as you descend the lower decks of the ship, you eventually come to a large iron door with 2 guards on either side. And as you approach, they kind of stick their hands up and says, "Sorry, no entry." Ran,
Jabon.
I think he got disconnected again.
I'm sorry. No, every once in a while it seems like I just kind of not disconnection, but it's like your guys' voice just kind of doesn't go through all the way. So I assumed you were talking to me. You said what?
There's a giant iron. You descend the ship, and you find a giant iron door with 2 guards on either side. And as you approach, they say no entry.
I'll say it. I guess I'll persuade them. Like, hey man, if I'm out here to die, supposedly the possibility of dying to protect somebody's goods, I'm pretty sure I have the right to figure out what it is. So how about I slide you a few coins and nobody has to know about this.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 18.
18? They kind of look at each other, nod, and say, "How much coin?"
I'll give you both 20 silver each.
They kind of stick their hand out, kind of like beckoning you to give them the
Lost
money.
you again for a second, Logan.
Okay.
Sorry, what'd you say?
They stick their hand out and basically just wait for you to drop the coin.
No problem. That's easy money, man.
Okay, you
Thanks.
give them the coin. They both just say, I think it's time for our break. And they both just walk back up to the top of the ship.
You guys enjoy yourselves, and I head on in.
You open the iron
Wow.
door, and it's a dimly lit interior.
Mhm.
There are no candles or torches,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not too dark.
Okay.
As you enter, however, it's just barrels and boxes stretching for about 20 feet ahead of you.
Barrels and what?
Boxes.
Okay. I'll go to the first box I come across and see is it possible for me to open it, or would I have to pry it open?
You'd have to pry it open.
God, I hate this thing. One more time for me, homie.
You'd have to pry it open.
I have to pry it open. All right. Do I see anything nearby that I could use?
You see that there are some crowbars laying on a table near the entrance.
All right. I'll go grab a crowbar.
Okay, make a strength
Yeah.
check for me.
Oh boy, you don't want that, boy. I'm swole. I'm swole as hell for no reason. 23.
23. You easily pop the box open. As you open it, you look down, and it's a barrel you open, and it's this weird kind of almost translucent gel that's just kind of sitting softly in the barrel about halfway full.
Can I do an investigation and see if I can figure out what it is?
Make an investigation check for me.
All right. Investigation. That one I got a 9.
A 9? You're not quite sure what this is. It doesn't look like food, and it doesn't look like an item in particular,
Mm-hmm.
but it is strange. You can't really put your finger on what it is.
Okay. Can I go ahead and I'll take one of my vials. One of my vials.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and just fill up one of my vials with it. I'll keep it for later.
Okay.
Michael
You
Handy.
now have go ahead and put in your inventory vial of mysterious ooze. And
Oh shit,
Javon
you
left the party.
desynced.
Okay, well, we wait for him to get back. Oh, there he is.
Meanwhile.
There we go. Yeah, I switched over to my Xbox. Maybe that would keep me from losing you guys.
Okay, so put in your inventory
Don't you
vial.
put that in there?
Put in your inventory vial of mysterious ooze.
Vial of Mysterious Ooze. I'll put that next to my personal Vial of Mysterious Ooze if you guys catch my drift. Ah, bitches.
Gotcha.
God damn it.
Ah.
Okay,
While this is happening, I'm becoming Rorden Gamzee.
okay. As you're cooking, are you still in your Dragonborn form?
Yeah, I look like a bronze dragonborn.
Okay.
I also dropped the invisibility on him earlier, so
Okay, yeah, he's no longer visible.
could he stop? Like if I had to spell invisibility on him, can he stop it? Or like does he have to wait till I'm
I think
I
if he
just-
does an
just said
action,
drop
like
it.
an attack, it automatically drops.
okay.
Yep.
But I don't think he can willingly get rid of it unless he does something like that.
I could dispel
Okay.
magic, but I'm not going to. It
You could
takes
always
an
dispel
hour for
magic.
the
Wondering.
magic to disappear.
Okay.
Okay, so Vaughn, you descend into the kitchen. There is an elf woman, maybe in her. She looks like she's in her 50s, but she's probably a couple hundred years old. She's got graying blonde hair. One of her ears is missing its point. And she's kind of just stirring a large pot as you descend the stairs. She kind of looks you up and down and says, "What do you want?"
What do I want? What do you want?
She kind of looks at you and says, I want a lot of gold. Are you a genie?
How much gold do you want?
She goes, a couple million?
I can't grant a couple million, but I could give you 20 gold.
She kind of looks at you, stops stirring, and kind of crosses her arms and says, what's your deal?
My deal. I've been asked to come over here to help out, just in case you need me to help you.
She kind of shakes her head and says, then why didn't you just say that? Anyway,
Because you look like you wanted me to be a genie, so I gave you the courtesy to act like a genie.
she just kind of shrugs and says, start peeling some potatoes. And she points over to a counter where there's some potatoes in a barrel.
All right. I guess I'll start doing that.
Okay. I gotta invite Javon real quick.
Sorry, as I was getting ready to type in the file, the message popped up on the app saying that it invited me to a party, so the thing crashed because I was trying to join
Oh.
into a party I was already in.
That's fine.
All right, so sorry about that.
Cut.
I'm back now. Should be no issues.
Well, created a paradox.
Pretty much, man. Like I can see myself in the party on the Xbox, and I couldn't. But I closed the app, so I couldn't hear you guys through the app at all, and I couldn't hear you through my headset. So I broke it. Thanks.
Okay. Vaughn, as you're peeling potatoes, she kind of comes and stands and says, so, where do you come from, Dragonborn?
Oh, I come from the deep woods.
She goes, I haven't seen a Dragonborn in almost a decade now. I thought they were all extinct.
Oh, they are. I'm a furbolg.
She kind of looks at you and smiles and says, oh, I understand. She goes, you might want to be careful, though. I know there are a lot of hunters out there who value Dragonborn pelts. So I wouldn't want to stay as one for very long.
Don't worry. They gotta be dumb enough to think that I'm Dragonborn. I'd even like entirely copy their features. Like literally, there's like a feature that looks like I have a zipper right there on my freaking chest, just to fuck with people.
She kind of nods and says, just be careful, and goes back to stirring her pot. Igneal, you're keeping watch, correct?
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, hold on. I never do good at these, so. Can I just say 0? Oh, not 20. Never mind.
Nat 20?
Nope. Too late. He said he wanted 0. You heard him. No takebacks.
As you're kind of sitting there just staring off into the distance, you see there are a couple ships. They're off in the distance. They're not coming towards you. It looks like they're probably heading to Heska. But the captain kind of... Not the captain. But as you're staring out, you do see some storm clouds. And you see the captain kind of shake his head and says, well, we're headed right for that. That's not good.
Anything I can do to help to maybe. I don't know.
Have you considered returning? You hear me scream from somewhere. Sorry. No, you're good. Get funny.
He goes, I could avoid it, but that would add a couple days on our journey. And we're already in a rush as it is. What do you think
want
we
a
should
YOLO?
do?
Oh, I'm fine with whatever, Cap. It's your call.
He kind of scratches his chin and says, we'll go around the storm. And he kind of looks to his helmsman, who kind of nods and then adjusts course. He
Then
kind
you
of...
see his second mate say, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? We need to get there now."
Throw him overboard. Let that nigga talk to you like that.
Ah!
As
Disrespect the captain.
the captain kind of pulls you aside, Igneal, and says, let me show you the route we're taking. And he unfurls a large map. And he says, we're here in Heska, and this is Viet, where we're heading, to Namu. He goes, it's about a 2-week journey if we were to go through the storm. But going around the storm, it'll be about a 2.5-week journey.
All right.
He goes, "We'll
Wait,
be
how long?
past.
How is it going through it?
It's 2 weeks to go through it, 2.5 weeks to go around it."
Oh, we can go around it. I mean, is there any dangers? Any dangers going around it?
He goes, "That's what I was about to say." And he kind of points to this chain of islands. He goes, "Oh, for the love of, I don't want an update right now." He kind of points to a chain of islands and says, "We'll be going near Dead Man's Chest," which is a little sketchy. Pirates, marrow, stuff like that.
What are Mara?
Marrow,
This is in no way copyright infringement. It's okay, guys.
make an intelligence check for me.
Let's go
Okay.
on
To see if it's copyright
Pornhub.
No. Not 20, dude. What the
Nat
fuck
20?
is this, bro? I'm using this dice all the fucking time.
Dude,
Shit.
I'm telling you, man.
Probably
You,
weighted.
through some of your history lessons, you know that marrow used to be merfolk, but they were corrupted and transformed into these large fish-like monsters.
Alright.
They're all crazy, and they now attack vessels and they go on land, mostly to coastal cities, and kidnap and kill people. He goes, if we take the longer route, we'll avoid the storm, but you're probably going to have to deal with some marrow. They'll
That's
probably,
fine.
they're not
We can
too
fight
difficult.
Marrow. We can't fight a storm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
He goes, "I'm just glad the Krakens
I'm good
don't
with the
exist
alternate route.
anymore." Okay, the alternate
That's what
route.
he
What happened to the
thinks.
Krakens?
They were
Pray to
hunted to
God.
extinction.
Are you sure?
I hope so. The seas have been quite nice now
Well,
that there's
it
no
looks
Krakens.
like we're gonna roll the dice and see what happens.
Yes, and now extinct creature's gonna come back just because I don't like you.
You know what? After we beat the champion in about 5 seconds and escaped out of your dungeon without
I think we're
having to
fighting
fight
a
anybody, I
Kraken,
wouldn't be
guys.
surprised. I think we're fighting a fucking Kraken.
No, you guys are fine. It's just a simple delivery job. I mean, it's not like you did any research onto where you're going.
Nah.
You don't know what's there. I don't know what's there.
Oh, it's all
Anyways,
good. It's
he
just
goes, "We'll take
Kraken.
the long
Got
route
it.
then. I'd inform your compatriots that there will be most likely some danger, but I have faith in you. You seem
I
capable."
touch my forehead and I go, companions, there will be some danger.
Make a deception check.
I come a little bit because I know that Miney's trying to talk to me telepathic.
Hold on, I got some good charisma, so give me a second. I think. Where's my? Oh yeah. So I have, because I got a bad roll, but I got good modifiers. So 8, plus 4, so 12. 15.
15? He says, "Well, I guess you are a magic user. It's interesting that you can just communicate like that, but I'm glad they know."
Oh my God.
At any opportunity, I kind of just sneak off to go tell
Okay.
Rand and Vaughn that there might be some more danger. We're taking an alternate route, but like I come back. Hopefully the captain doesn't notice.
He's busy trying to steer the ship away from the storm.
Okay. I don't need
I'm
to roll
amazed.
stealth, do I?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Because I will if I have to.
Miney's not gonna be able to find unless somebody finds those guards. Miney's not really gonna know where I'm at right now.
If I had message, that would work, but I don't have message, so I can't.
So you can pretend you have message. It doesn't do anything.
I know that's what I'm doing.
Haha, I fooled you.
Yeah, you didn't really accomplish much other than just fuck with this guy's head. Now he
Yeah,
thinks
exactly.
you have message. Who knows? It might come back to haunt you.
That's fine.
Dun 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 dun.
But anyways,
So later, if there's some fuck shit situation, the captain's like, message to everybody. I'm like, I have a confession, Captain. I can't message people.
and then
Fuck.
he kills you. Anyways, you find Vaughn easily enough in the kitchen. You tell him, but you can't seem to find Ran. You search.
Are you looking for Rand by chance?
Yeah.
All right, you want me to join you?
Long's just sitting there, on
Sure.
the mess deck, just hanging out.
I'm done peeling these potatoes, ma'am.
I talked to Long and I asked him if he knows where Rand's at.
Can Long
Long,
talk?
Long looks at you and says he shakes his head yes.
Can you take me to him?
He
I-
looks at you again and he holds out his hand.
He holds out his hand.
Yes.
I take his hand.
He removes your
I-
hand from his hand
No.
and he holds out his hand again.
I clear off his hand next.
I hold his hand.
He looks angry. But you can't. He doesn't look. He has a mask on. He sits there. You hear him growl. He throws down your hands and he makes the money sign.
I'm not giving you money. Fuck you.
He shrugs. He shrugs, flicks you off, and then walks.
I throw one piece of gold on the ground.
He looks at you, and he shrugs, picks it up, and then says, "Follow me."
I follow.
Okay.
Nope. He doesn't think you can come. He's out of your shit.
I follow them stealthily. Do I need a stealth check? I'm
Make a
stealth
stealth check. And Javon, make a
Stealth check, bitch.
make a perception check for
Hmm?
Long.
roll.
All right. Long got a 17.
He beat me. I got a 15.
Okay, so
Long sees him trying to be stealthy, shakes his head, and he remembers that mine is pretty ridiculous. He continues to walk on. So Hermione said his stealth is working.
Alright.
He said nailed it. And Longo starts to head downstairs into the cargo bay. By then, I probably don't open up any much of the crates. Can I start check out at least one of the barrels?
yeah,
See if
easily
it's-
enough.
If it's anything different. Alright,
You open a
as,
couple more barrels. Some of the barrels have foodstuffs like potatoes or vegetables. But you
Mhm.
do find a couple more, and these barrels are unlabeled, but they have this strange
Okay.
ooze. The ooze only fills about half of the barrel,
Mhm.
but it has a very strong smell. It smells almost like oil.
Is it a different ooze from the other one that I found?
It's
Yeah,
about the
the
same, both translucent.
Okay. But you said this one smells stronger?
Yes, this one smells much stronger.
While we're heading in that
Alright.
direction, I'm gonna go ahead and where's the mat? I thought I had right here. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay, how's the biggest radius?
It's 30 feet radius. It goes through wood.
Okay.
To I think like at least at least as far as a wall, as long as a wall is. Like your own like. It goes through wood that's probably as wide as your door. That's the best way to put it.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic. You don't pick up anything. As you get closer to where Ran is, which is the storage deck, you're still not picking anything up. And as Long leads you inside, you're not getting anything magical.
Besides
Nothing
me.
at all?
The magic.
Besides
The magical
besides
fuck.
Ran. Yeah, you're picking up Ran and his magic items, but you're not
I'm
picking up
magical
anything
fuck.
in the storage.
It's good to know we're safe.
Wait, he's still down there with the liquid?
Yes.
I mean, remember most of this stuff is happening at the exact same time.
Yeah.
If you want to be technical. So
Would I know what she's trying to transport if I saw it?
Make an intelligence check.
I will in a second. I'm peeing.
That's fine. Ran, the smell is very strong, and you have to put the cap back over the barrel.
Mhm.
And what
But-
the hell?
did you let me go ahead and take a vial of it?
Yeah, you can take another vial.
All right, Bob. So I guess without metagaming, is it the same thing or are they actually different?
They are the same thing. They just one smells
no.
different.
Don't worry about it then. You said it smells like oil though. I'll take notes of that.
It smells heavily of oil.
Okay. Drop fire.
Olive oil.
No, more like motor oil.
Canola
Oh.
oil. Are we cooked?
Yes, she's transporting barrels of canola oil. Yes.
Oh yeah, I like her now. I take back all the mean things I said behind her back.
This is Chef Gordon Ramsay.
What do I know if I got a 4?
Uh,
You know that protecting stuff.
You know
That's
that
as far as you get.
Venom Fang has her fingers in a lot of pies, so it could be almost
It
anything.
could actually be liquefied pie.
It could be liquefied pie. That does cross your mind. She might be transporting
Okay.
rare foods, but
Mm-mm.
you're not quite sure what it is.
I taste it.
You taste it.
That's my boy.
God.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Shit.
Oh,
I have
God.
to do it. It's instinctual, guys. I can't not do it. Oh fuck.
If he ends up having signs of being poisoned and everything, I'll use
Well, I
lesser
do have
restoration.
proficiency in Constitution
waste it on
saves,
him.
So, hold on. 9, 10, 11, 14.
14. You taste it, and it tastes awful. It's just the worst thing you've ever tasted, and it almost burns your mouth. But after a few minutes, the world kind of seems almost brighter, and you start to feel a little loopy.
Is it like a drug?
He's un-
Guys, I don't think this is liquefied pie.
Actually, at this
Drugs.
point, if you're high enough, you probably do think it's liquefied pie.
He's got a point. But you, after a few minutes, you kind of realize, oh shit, this is a drug. After the effects kind of set in. It doesn't really do much. It just makes everything seem kind of brighter and more vibrant. But you do feel a little loopy.
Alright.
Now that you've done that, though, go ahead and make another intelligence check for me with advantage. Because now you've tasted it, and
Give me a
it's...
sec.
Yo, are we transporting skooma?
Let me tell you.
No, skim is a powder, Javon.
Is it? I thought
What?
it was in a fucking vial.
I can't hear you. What? I'm not going anywhere. Sorry, I'm getting coffee.
Hey, we're
People are
in,
talking
like,
to me.
basically selling an enhanced version of Bacchus in a vial.
Pretty sure it's skooma. It's liquid skooma. I'm sorry. Am I
Skooma is
intelligence
liquid
at?
sugar.
My intelligence is a +0, so it's like average for my character.
Okay, same. I think I'm stronger than you, but yeah, the same.
Yeah, you have higher strength.
We're the same smarts.
I have charisma as my highest stat, and then constitution's I think my second highest.
Charisma,
Yeah, I kind of rolled low on my character. Like,
constitution, and
literally,
strength.
the only reason my charisma is even at 18 is because fucking I think I get charisma with something from my character.
Here's a modifier for your damage.
My
and
highest
magic.
are my highest are strength, constitution.
I got a
and
19,
charisma.
Logan, for
19?
my intelligence.
You recognize this as the drug known as glaze, but it's a very basic form of it. It's probably not been refined.
It's a
not...
very basic form of glaze, and it hasn't been refined.
Yes. But it's...
That's what I was telling everybody.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
But it
So
is
you're
a
telling me
drug.
We're shipping
It's-
drugs.
Like I said before, we're
I
probably shipping
mean,
drugs.
We are
I was
helping.
fucking
We are
right.
helping out the leader of one of the major guilds in the town. So I'm not really
And
surprised.
you guys can trust
While
anything.
Well,
I trust.
while this
I
is
trust
happening,
anybody but you.
I take a sit real quick and I start praying to
trust
Taro,
what?
telling her, please, Taro.
So I don't
like,
trust anybody but you.
Make sure we get a safe trip out of here.
Well, I trust Venom Fang, so.
Vaughn, make for me
We're
a
probably
religion check.
screwed. A religion check? Oh, okay. Wait, oh shit, I used the wrong dice. It's a D12. Shit. Alright, that's that is 18.
18? You feel a breeze, even though you're in an enclosed area. It's a nice warm breeze that kind of uplifts you, and then it passes.
She was here. She was here. You guys may have not felt her, but I felt her. Most likely, we're gonna have a safe trip.
Okay. So, what do you guys like to do now? You're still in this cargo hold.
I leave.
Okay.
Are we done here?
anything else in here that's
Yeah,
worth
I was
taking
gonna
a
ask, is
look
there
at?
anything else here as well?
Just
It's valuable.
foodstuffs. You can make a
Oh.
basic investigation check for me.
I'll do one as well. I got a 19 something.
19.
Yeah.
You search some of the. You pry open a couple lids. You basically find foodstuffs, some basic armor and weapons, stuff like that. It doesn't seem. It seems like the most valuable
Nothing
thing.
like magical weapons or anything like
No, Vaughn already did detect magic too. He didn't find anything.
that. Alright. Because I'm all open to steal from the people shipping the stuff because they're not.
I'm not inside the room, so
Direct
I'm not gonna
employees
question
of
you one bit.
Benefang.
Okay. So you guys leave the cargo hold just as the guards arrive again. They kind of give you a silent nod, shut the door and lock it, and go back to their guard positions. You guys head up to the top deck. It's about noon now. You guys left a little while ago. The storm is still approaching, but you're now headed in the opposite direction of it. Or not the opposite
Mm.
direction. You're headed on a course going around it. Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, we'll say a couple days pass without incident. You guys sleep in the lower decks. You have your own cabins. Nothing really happens.
I go
Yes?
outside and stare out into the distance.
Are there any bitches on the ship? Oh dear Lord Jesus.
Make
1
a
second. The sticker's on.
make a perception check for me, Bran.
16.
16. There
Yes, sir.
are a couple women on the vessel.
I had asked for women, Logan. Ask for bitches.
What was he asking for?
Bitches.
Oh, bitches.
That means male or female.
We could run the
double.
Devil's Trident, Ran.
Oh,
What?
man. So, now that you understand where I'm coming from, Logan, are there any bitches?
No.
Damn it, Logan.
There are some women, but they look like they're hard workers.
Are they kind of manly?
They're kind of manly. They're burly. They're made for seafaring.
I'll pass on manly women.
No, I'm good, home. A throat's a throat, but I'm not that desperate.
You gotta have some quality throats.
Yeah. All right. So you said a couple days go by, nothing else really has
Yes.
popped up. So we have what, about a half day left on trip.
You have
This
it's
is easy
Oh,
work.
2 weeks. No, it's 2.5 weeks.
Two and a
We
half
have
weeks.
2.5
That's,
weeks.
I don't know why I heard 2 days. You're right.
Okay.
My busy.
So on I'd say the fifth day, you guys come up to the top deck and you can see land off to the right.
Land ho!
Yeah, no one there. You don't hear that, but you get the idea that they know. It's a chain of islands in the distance.
Shut up.
It's a chain of islands in the distance. And make a perception check for me, Igneal. Or anybody who wants to make a perception check, go ahead and make one.
I'm on deck, so I'll check.
I'm still on my post next to the captain.
Net
You said perception or
24.
investigation?
Perception.
Actual 24.
18.
Okay.
Perception 15.
15.
Yes. Sir.
You guys all kind of go to the edge of the ship and look out over the water towards the islands. All of you can see that there do appear to be shapes.
Do I see anything more than just the shape since I got a 24?
Yes, with the 24, you can make out that they look like dinosaurs.
Hey guys, you guys hungry?
The captain
Are we
kind of
stopping?
the captain's not stopping, and he says he's got a telescope out, and he says, yes, it does appear that there are some dinosaurs on the island, but we're not going near land anytime soon. So as long as there's no seafaring dinosaurs, we should be fine.
Do I see any
Ooh.
seafaring dinosaurs?
With your you had an 18.
Yeah.
They look like herbivores on the shore, just eating from the palm trees and the low shrubs. You don't see any aggressive dinosaurs, and you don't see any aquatic dinosaurs.
Did I see any?
No.
Thank God. As I walk away casually, a kraken comes and grabs me.
After about an hour of coasting along the islands, um, you guys are all kind of relaxed, just waiting for something to happen. When all of a sudden you hear a yell, and one of the crew members on the side of the ship gets yanked overboard and off into the ocean.
Oh no.
Mm.
Can I see what yanked
Do it.
him?
Did I like him? Was he a good guy?
You didn't know him.
No, fuck that nigga then.
Oh
I need to turn
god.
off my Steam notifications.
Alright, we're about to die.
So the guy gets yanked off. You see some of the other crew members start to scream and shout, and they're pointing at something off in the water. And all of a sudden, you see what looks like a harpoon kind of fly up and over and impale another crew member, and then he's yanked over to the side of the boat. And he
I
topples over the
immediately,
edge.
I yell out loud. Get away from the edge, you dumb bastards.
that's mean.
The fact
I
that I
immediately
see this is happening.
throw up my armor, my stone armor on my character,
Okay.
and I cast Most Minute Meteors.
Okay. Where are you guys standing, just so I know?
I'm not standing by the edge.
Okay.
I'm probably like I'm more like
My
closer
assumption is that I was probably up
central
in the
area.
crow's nest.
I was
That's where I
inside
plan
the
on
next to
being.
the captain still, so
Okay. You guys watch as, especially you, Ran, you can see straight down. You see these large, almost mermaid-like creatures kind of pull themselves over the side of the ship. They're big, they're huge. They're not, well, they're not huge, they're large. And
Okay.
they've got no legs, just a long spindly tail, big bulky arms, some tentacles hanging down from their chin, and fins across their head and back. And there's about 3 of them, and they all have large harpoons. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
All right. Oh shit. 18.
15 and 13.
15 for who?
15 for me, 13 for Long.
oh, I gotta roll this. So I was zoned out.
Rolling a doozy with your boys.
I got 19.
Okay. Up first is Igneal.
Logan,
Are there
I
any?
didn't tell you
I
that
can't
the
cast
champion.
fireball, can I?
the
Wait, no, we're
champion
on
had been
an
following us.
ironclad ship, right?
Yeah,
It's
you're
an
on
iron
Ironclad
hull,
ship.
yeah.
Don't hit us, probably.
I'll try not to. I gotta pull up Most Minute Meteors 'cause I don't remember how to use this spell.
Scream and shout and let it out. Scream and shout. The crewmates go.
And fireball. Is there anyone in? How many are on deck right now?
There are 3 on deck. There does not appear to be any crew near them, but it looks like the crew are running in the opposite direction.
Okay. Are they? Would I? How many can I hit with a fireball if I position
You
it
can hit
right?
all 3.
Oh, I'm gonna hit all 3. So let me hold on. I'm opening fireball. Quick. So I'm gonna cast fireball on them,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to send 2 meteors at them as well.
Okay.
Um,
They have to make dexterity saving throws. What about for Melf's minute meteors?
let me look. I can send 2 of them at a time. Spend 1 or 2 of the meteors sending them. So you can go to a point you choose. 120 feet to you. 2 meteors just. It's a dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay.
And it has a.
What
is
do I
the
have to beat?
radius on- You have to beat. Oh, sorry. 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
15.
rolled a 16 for one and a 17 for the other, so they take half damage.
On the was that the fireball or the
Both.
meteor? Okay. All right. Let me roll damage. 4. I gotta pull this thing out. It's hard to see. Okay. Do it again. Sorry. It's a lot of spell damage. So if I one shot all these things, that'd be hilarious. All right, so it's 30 damage for the fireball.
So 15.
Well, one of them hits full damage, right?
No, they all succeeded
Oh, they all succeeded. Fuckers. On both of them.
on all three, or yeah, both the spells.
Well, because it's two different separate dexterity
Yeah,
rolls.
they succeed on both.
Okay. Sorry, I just.
You're fine.
Oh, alright. Now let me check my new meteors. How much damage is that? Takes 2d6. So it'll be 46 because I sent two of them. Six, 11. 18 damage for the well,
So
the
nine.
halved though.
So 21.
Yeah.
So 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
It's the end of your turn. You launch this volley at them. The creatures kind of recoil as the explosions rock them.
Oh, I gotta roll spell shit.
Oh yeah, magic table. Or wild magic.
Oh, I got a 2.
Oh, close.
And the second one was a fucking 19. Okay. We're
Okay,
good.
so you're fine. You watch as the creatures they're kind of burned and singed, but they kind of shake it
Actually, I
off.
don't think I needed to roll for most of my meteors because I didn't cast a spell again. I just used the meteors that were.
Yeah, but you casted the spell first.
Yeah, I rolled it when I casted this spell.
Oh,
though,
okay.
So
Okay, so you watch as they kind of shake off their the explosion. And Vaughn, where are you at?
Me?
Yes.
I was kind of close to mining, not in the vicinity of getting killed.
Okay, so you're in
Or
the upper
TKO.
deck. That's good to know. You watch as the Marrow kind of look around, trying to identify who shot them. They don't seem to notice you, and instead they take their harpoons and they throw and impale some of the crew, pull them over, and
oh.
bite into them. They kill maybe 2 crew members, and the
They
third
need to
one.
not kill too many crew members because I'm not trying to work and run this ship. It's alright.
They basically
What can
they
go
kill
wrong?
They kill 2 crew members, and the third one is currently being held by them. That's the end of their turn. Vaughn, you're up.
They're
Alright,
being held. Fuck.
which one's being held?
Just
Which one's holding?
a random elven gentleman is being held.
Okay, is that the one that's holding the guy being is damaged or anything?
He's hurt. He's hurt. He got hurt by the harpoons.
All right then. I go ahead and look straight at him, and I point at him, say, "You die,"
To the
and cast Toll the Dead.
At the old elf gentleman.
It's a wisdom save.
at the Marrow or the old elf guy.
The oh my god,
Then why not
No.
both?
the marrow.
Okay, he rolled a 7, so he fails.
Yeah, you weren't very
Yeah.
particular who you were aiming. You were asking about the old elf guy, and then you were like, "I'm gonna point at him and cast Toll the
I
Dead."
literally saw Manny, that old man, in my mind. I'm like, this is the
That's
most
what I
epic shit I've ever seen in my life.
pictured.
No. I'm back. Sorry.
21 damage.
21 damage.
I imagine Manny would be a furball in a D&D universe.
Oh man.
What would I
Vaughn,
be?
you point your
Sorry.
finger at the Marrow, and you see it kind of grasp its ears, and then it just kind of goes a little limp, and then it falls down to the floor dead.
And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon right next to the other ones,
Okay, good to know.
and it's gonna take the shape of a harpoon that they threw.
Okay, that's the end of your turn. Ran, you're up.
I'm still up in the crow's nest, right?
Yes, you're about 60 feet up. No, I'm sorry, 50.
About 50 feet up.
Yep.
Only you can waste something strong. Let me see. Get out of here, piece of shit. Then I I'll use a movement action to climb like halfway down.
Yeah, what's your
As
movement
far
speed?
as I can go. 30.
Then you could go down about 30 feet. You'd be 20 feet off the deck.
Yeah. All right. Hit a backflip. Right. I'm playing. I'll go ahead and whichever one I'm closest to, I'll use Witch Bolt.
Okay. What's the save for that?
Uh,
Or is it an attack roll?
An action, make a range spell attack against target within range. Target takes 1d 12 lightning damage. Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't
you
save
roll to
that, nigga.
attack.
Yep. All right. Let's see what your boy got here. Give it D20. I got a 17.
17, that'll hit.
My man. And 1d12. And lightning damage. And that is 14.
Okay, so as you're hanging from the ladder, you outstretch your hand, and a sickly green bolt of lightning just emerges and arcs across the air. It slams into the marrow, which kind of is jostled, and it releases the crew member it had. As it kind of tenses up as it's getting hit, it then relaxes and just kind of eyes you down. But that's the end of its turn, or the end of Rand's turn. What is Long gonna do?
I want to use a bonus action to show up my butthole. So I'm gonna assume I was up there with me, and feel free to say no to this choice in action. Can I have Long just jump off the crow's nest onto the one that I just attacked?
Of course you can.
No.
All right, that's what I'm fucking do. All right, what do you want me to roll for that? Acrobatics?
Make an acrobatics check.
Hey, heathen, you leave it alone. He got 15 as well.
15?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay,
my
go
fault.
ahead and make an attack roll for me.
I will, you beautiful son of a bitch. Nat 20.
Nat 20? Okay. Go ahead and roll damage as I roll.
I think his slam attack, what, 1d4, 1d6, one of those two. Let me open up to the page real quick. Fat boy, what you doing over there in that box? And in my mind, he's Long legitimately just jump off the top like a fucking eagle taking flight and just slam the fuck up this dude. 1d6 plus 1.
And it's doubled, remember that.
Oh, man!
The dice are doubled.
12, 13.
13?
So 13. Mm-hmm. So I want Long to sit there. He sees me attack. He sees it gives me a stink eye. He legitimately just leaps off with both hands above his head, and then like Donkey Kong smashes that fucking merman.
Okay, so he leaps off, flying through the air. He hits the marrow with all his force. The marrow, you hear a loud snap as its neck kind of twists in an unnatural fashion, and it just goes limp on the ground as Vaughn hits the ground and takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wait. I'm lost on what the fuck just happened for me.
What happened?
Wait. So wait,
Confused now.
I'm confused. Like what? How did I take points of damage?
Not Vaughn,
I
I'm
was-
sorry, Long. I said
Yeah,
Vaughn
that
again.
makes
Okay.
more sense. Ouch.
I was gonna.
I get
say-
Vaughn and Long kind of confused sometimes.
You're good. I'm like, was Manny like underneath this guy's got slammed too?
I was like
Right.
wondering to
So
see.
Long takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, Long takes 16 points. Do.
Okay. Up next is the crew, who kind of starts panicking and starts running below deck. None of them seem to stay and fight, and at least half of them, there's maybe 10 of them, so 5 make it below deck, 5 get close to the exit but don't make it entirely. That's the end of their turn. Igneel, you're up. There's only one Marrow left.
There's only one left. Is he holding anyone captive?
No, but there is a crew member near him, and Long is right next to
If I
him.
put a fireball, can I position it not to hit a crew member?
Yes.
Well, he's kind of hurt. I'm not gonna waste a fireball. Fuck it. I'm gonna use I'm gonna just cast a cantrip. I'm gonna cast a firebolt.
Okay.
So I gotta roll to hit. Um,
Fire.
I'm
Anything
not
with
gonna
a
hit.
fire. Fireball. D&D.
I got a 2 plus. It's a 9.
9. You fire the fireball. It kind of arcs off in the distance and lands in the water, off some ways away.
Well, fuck. So I go. I just cast meteors. 2 more meteors at the creature positioning, so it doesn't hit the crew member.
Okay.
I have 1 meteor left. Does it need to make a dexterity save?
Oh,
Logan?
dex saving throw.
Yeah.
That's a 9 plus 0, so he fails.
And I did 14 damage.
Okay. Your meteor explodes and kind of sends the Marrow forward a bit. It limply gets up. It looks like it's on its last legs, even though it doesn't have any legs.
It's not
Alright.
dead. Fuck.
That's
My
the
turn?
end of your turn. The Marrow goes. It kind of
Oh,
pulls
shit.
out a horn.
It hasn't higher than 18.
It's gonna call more.
it got a
I
19.
fucking should have killed it.
Oh shit.
It kind of
Huh.
blows into a horn. It's this loud trumpeting sound, and then it's going to take its harpoon and throw it at you, Ran. So that's a
Me, correct?
yeah. So
Ran.
23 to hit.
Okay. 23 to hit. Sorry, let's walk back from my phone real quick. Let me see. Let me see if that hits. If it does, I'm coming for your butthole, Logan. It does. You slut.
Okay, so
Please
you take
Do it.
well, you only take 7 points of piercing damage, but I need you to make a
Mhm.
strength saving throw.
All right.
Never mind,
Take
he
it
rolled a
from scroll.
natural 1.
That's right.
So you feel the harpoon impale you, and he kind of goes to pull you towards him, but you pull back and kind of pull the rope out of his hands for a second, and then the harpoon falls harmlessly to the ground.
All right.
Now you have a harpoon right next to you.
Gotcha.
Alright. Logan, my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Alright. Seeing this happen and everything, I look at him, he looks at me, and I point straight at him and tell him this.
Good job,
Death
buddy.
to you. Toll the dead.
Toll the dead. Okay, so it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
That's a 6 plus 0, so he fails.
Yep. Massively. Alright. Total damage he's taking is 18.
18. You watch as he does the same thing. He kind of cups his ears, and you see blood kind of just pouring from them as he kind of rocks back and forth and then falls to the ground dead.
Alright.
Okay, up next.
Now,
Go ahead.
for my bonus action, I'm gonna yell at the guy that's standing so stupidly over at the side and tell him to get the fucking side, you dumb bastard.
Okay. That's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Up next is Ran. There are no Marrow
Alright.
on the deck, but he did blow a horn, which makes you think he might be calling more.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish climbing down.
Okay.
I will go ahead and use healing word. It's a bonus action
Okay.
on long.
Okay.
1d4 plus your spellcaster ability. I got 6 on that, so not bad.
Not bad.
Good job, Boo. I mean, if they're not really here,
You can always hold your action.
yeah, I think that's gonna be my best bet right now.
Are you
Or
okay?
But,
cast
yeah,
a
so
spell that
overall-
might help you fight or something.
You said what? Actually,
You can
okay.
also-
As my action, I'll go ahead and ready. I'll pull out my penis. I'll pull out my flame tongue dagger and my dagger of venom,
Okay.
and I'll whisper the word Kublo. So my blade ignites into flames, and I'll just ready to attack.
Okay. Long is up now. What would you like Long to do?
Long feels rejuvenated. I make sure I tell him to come by me, step away from the, the edge of the ship, and he'll ready himself facing me back to back with me.
Okay. As you guys kind of watch the sides of the ship, you see on the opposite side of the ship, 3 more Marrow kind of pull themselves from the depths and just their snake-like bodies kind of impacting the top deck. They're gonna make one attack against you, Vaughn. Or yeah, one attack against you. Not Vaughn. Ran. That's a 20 to hit, unnatural 20. Ran.
Yeah.
Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the
Sorry
other
about
one
that.
is attacking Long. That's cocked. That's a 14 to hit. Does that hit Long?
14. Yeah, it hits.
And the last one is doesn't hit. It's a natural 3.
That one does not hit. Look.
Okay, so you take 16 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Got you. That is a nat 20. What plus 4, so 24.
Okay, so you're not pulled. He goes to pull you, and instead just pulls the harpoon back. And then Long
Gotcha.
takes
My mic was cut out.
Long takes 12 points of piercing damage, and I need him to make a strength saving throw.
That I can do. As for him, +1, so he gets a 19.
Okay, so well, let me roll. He succeeds. So they go to pull him towards them, but again, he kind of pushes the harpoon off, and instead the Marrow just pulls the harpoon back to him. That's the end of the Marrow's
Gotcha.
turn. It is now the crew's turn. The rest of the crew makes it down into the bottom of the deck.
Hey.
That's the end of the crew's turn. Ignil, you're up.
I use my bonus action to cast my shield on Ran.
Okay.
And then I'm going voice crack. How many are on the ship now?
3.
3. I don't know if I should keep using fireballs or. Oh, I forgot to mark off a fireball too. Fuck. So I only got 1 fireball left. So I'm thinking. Are you play? Could I know this is kind of metagaming, but are you gonna use your daggers, Javon?
Yeah.
Actually, no. I got that sword
That's
of
fine.
wounding.
Yeah,
I cast haste
sorry,
on
bro.
myself. Sorry, Javon.
You're good, man.
Okay, you are now hasted.
I couldn't even cast haste on you because you're too far anyway. So I think I'd have to touch you to cast it.
Yeah, I think that's funny. Yes, good, man. I'll forgive you sometime. Maybe not today. But one day.
So that's the end of my turn. I used my bonus action and I casted a haste on myself.
Okay, that's the end of your turn. Vaughn, you're up.
All right, give me a quick second. Let's see, where is it? I'm looking up real quickly the casting time for one of the skills I'm trying to use. Okay. With the use of my action, I go ahead and take out a bottle of holy water. Wait, by the way, they're both right next to me, right? At this moment,
Who?
are they? Vaughn and not Vaughn. Ran and Ignil.
No, Ignil's next to you along with the captain. Ran is on the deck in the middle.
You're pretty much right in front of the crows.
All right,
the main
I'll
mast.
hold off on using that. Are those guys damaged by chance?
They have
Looking?
not
Any
been
of them?
hit.
All right, all right. With my bonus action, I'm gonna move my spiritual harpoon over next to them, and I'm gonna attack one of them.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Let's see. That would be. I'm gonna go ahead and. Where is it? I did a total of 14. It's 14.
14. That'll hit.
Sweet. 5 plus 7. That is 12.
12.
Yep, 12 damage. The one that I just hit, I'd like to point out to him and tell him, die.
And toll the dead.
Yep.
That's a 10, so he fails.
And that is 27 damage.
To the one you just hit.
Yep.
Okay. You outstretch your hand. You watch as he cups his ears like the others, but he kind of shakes it off and continues. He readies his harpoon. That's the end of your turn. Ran, you're up.
All right, so how many close to me?
They're about 20 feet away from you on the other side of the deck.
Did you get closer to him, Javon, please, so they can hit you?
You said you want me so they can hit me?
Yeah.
That's actually quite weird.
I want you to get close so you can get hit, and then I can teleport behind them and stab them in the side.
Okay, so I'm
Sorry,
gonna rush
metagame.
up. I'm gonna rush up to the closest one. Good.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my daggers.
Okay.
I'll swing first with my dagger of venom.
Okay.
So I'll roll for attack. That one is a 16.
That'll
Does that
hit.
hit? My man.
What's the saving
Um,
throw for the venom?
Action cause thick blood potion.
It's probably
remains-
Constitution.
Actually, yeah. The creature must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or take 2d10 poison damage.
It's a natural 1.
Yeah, he definitely takes 2d. All right, so I'll roll for damage real quick. It's 1d4 plus 1 for the overall attack.
Oh, I gotta get my phone out.
That
'Cause I gotta look at what
is a
my
3
shield does for Javon.
for basic damage.
How much?
3
3.
for
Okay.
basic just slicing damage. And then as for poison, 18 for poison.
Okay.
Alright, and then I'll use the bonus action to go ahead and attack him with my
Flame tongue.
flame tongue dagger.
Okay, make
Yep.
an attack roll.
Bonus attack speak. I already spoke magic words, so she's good to go. This flame will shoot 40 blah blah. While the sword is ablaze, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to any target it hits. Alright, so 1d4. I'll roll to make sure it hits. Sorry about that. That is a god damn it. I got a 19.
That'll hit.
Shit, 1 to 20. Alright, so another 1d4 for basic slicing piercing damage. That's a 3. And then 2d6 for flame damage. And that is a 9.
Okay, you take your daggers and you just cross cut into it. It kind of recoils as you see the bubbling poison kind of emit from its wound, and on the other side, the flames kind of sear its flesh. It's still open as a gash, but it sears the flesh. It smells like
Gotcha,
fish.
gotcha.
Oh, by the way, Javon, any bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage you take is reduced by 2 plus my sorcerer level, which is 6. Wait, is that right? Oh, divided by 4 though. Okay. So it's 2 plus my sorcerer level, which is 6. So it'd be 2 less damage.
Thanks, Booby Dooby.
Yeah.
Okay. It's now Long's turn.
All right, is gonna go ahead and there's two over there. I'm just texting this nigga. So Long's
There's
gonna
three.
go ahead and move up. There's three. Long's gonna go ahead and move up and attack the one that I just attacked to with a slam.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Don't tell me I live my life. Okay. That is a 14. 14 hit.
Well.
That'll hit.
My man. All right. And then I'll roll for the slam. Bam.
DM decides
ma'am.
that's gonna fail. You just told me to do something.
And as for slam, he got a 6.
6.
Yep. I think 6. I think I rolled the right dice. Let me double check real quick. I think it's 1d6. Goddamn zombies. Has to be different. Yeah, what? Oh, sorry, 7. So it's 1d6 plus 1. There you go. So 7.
Okay. Oh my god. Stop doing that.
Oh, what's with my?
My USB keeps unplugging and replugging in, so it keeps popping up on the screen.
Mm.
It sounds like it's
Anyways.
old.
Anyways, he slams into it and it kind of rocks the creature, sending it back a few inches, and then it recovers itself. That's the end of your turn. It is now the Marrow's turn. You're right in front of it, so it's going to make a harpoon and bite attack against you. That's a natural 18 plus 6, so 24. And then a 10.
That's for attacking, right?
Yeah, so 10 and a 24. Which one hits, which one fails?
24 hits, 10 fails.
Okay, so you take... Well, that's great. You take 5 points of piercing damage, reduced to 3 because of Igneal's. So you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
It's reduced by 2 though, I think.
I know, it was 5, so it was reduced by 2, so 3.
Oh, okay, 3. Sorry, I misheard.
Then the other
But
Marrow's
Monty,
going to attack your
he
brother.
Oh,
hit
and
me,
as that
so-
happens, I use my reaction to
Okay.
teleport next to the creature and stab it in the side.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm glad I was kind of listening.
Sorry, I'll
Um,
tell you the same thing.
let me
Nothing
see.
personal, kid.
You can make 1 melee attack against the attack. If the attack hits, it deals an extra 1d10 force damage. Okay. So let me make an attack roll with the Sword of Wounding. That is gonna miss. God damn it. I think I'm using dexterity for that. So 10.
10
that gonna hit?
misses.
Fuck.
You go to
Yeah,
swing it,
obviously not now.
it's caught off guard by your appearance, but as you go to swing, it just catches on some of the armor the creature's wearing and slides off. The other Marrow's going to attack Long.
Oh no, it's not my turn. I'm fuck. Sorry.
That's a 21 to hit, and
Who's it attacking?
it's attacking Long, and that's an 8 to
Okay.
hit. Javon, does that hit Long?
You said what?
A 20,
I'm sorry, the number again?
21 and an 8.
The 21 hits, the 8 doesn't.
Okay, Long takes 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Then the final Marrow is going to turn against you, Igneal, because you just showed up. That's a 19 plus 4, so 23. And
That
then an
hits.
11 plus 4, so a 15.
The second one misses.
Okay, so you take another 8 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
That will end the Marrow's turn. It's back up to the top with you, Igneal.
Okay. Can I cast a spell and then attack like with a sword after or no?
No.
I'm hasted right now, so no. Okay. Oh wait. My AC doubled to plus or not doubled, but it got +2, so I was at 21 AC when he hit me, but he hit like at 23, right?
It was a 21, so it would have hit.
Yeah. Okay. I I always forget about haste doing that. Dude, I'm a beefy fucking mage, bro. Like, I don't have a lot of health, but I have high AC. Alright, because even the paladin character I was making didn't have that high AC, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to attack the creature thing in front of me twice
Okay.
with my sword of wounding.
Okay.
I could cast Thunderwave, but I don't want to hit anyone else and knock them off the ship or something.
Don't worry, I'm at the center.
Yeah, but I think Javon's are next to me, so. Okay, so hit points lost to this weapon's damage can only be regained through a short or long rest, so they don't have any regeneration magic anyway. But it does extra damage, I think. Maybe. Magic weapon. Using this magic weapon, you can wound the target at the start of each turn of the wound. The start of each of the wounded creature's turn, it takes 1d4 necrotic damage for each time you've wounded it. This is gonna be a good weapon for me. Fuck yeah. Okay, I'm rolling to hit. Sorry. I think I missed with this. 11.
11
I'm
misses,
pretty sure that
unfortunately.
misses.
So you go to swing, and it kind of just ducks out of the way.
But that's alright. I got a net 20 on this one.
That's an that'll hit.
Alright.
This is
How does
round 4.
I haven't hit with a melee weapon in a nat 20 in forever. So what do I? Is it doubling the damage?
It's
I
double
do?
the dice, not your
Double the dice,
modifier.
okay.
Okay, which round are we on? Round 4.
What is
I'm not sure.
What does this do for default
gonna assume
damage?
we're
It's a
on,
sword, so
Round 5.
swords are like 1d6, right?
It's a long sword, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so. It says sword. It doesn't say long sword, but I'm assuming that's the same thing,
Long
maybe.
sword is 1d8.
Okay, so 1d8. Let me find my d8. I haven't used a d8 in a while. That is a d10. That is a d8. Okay. So that is terrible. I rolled twice, right?
No, you can roll. It's your choice. You can either roll twice or double the dice.
I'm rolling twice. God damn it, dude. Fuck. Okay, so 3 damage,
Okay.
and then how does this work? I think at the start of its turn, it takes 1d4 necrotic damage. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, you were attacking twice though, right?
I did.
Oh yeah, the first one missed. Okay.
I've missed the first time.
That's the end of your turn.
My natural 20 critical only got me 3 damage. So.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I got more than that. Hold on. Plus my modifier, which is a 1. So. God damn it.
It
So
was
I
natural
did
20,
4
right?
damage. Sorry.
Okay.
Don't you double the attack die?
He did.
Oh, you did?
Manny, don't worry, I did.
Vaughn, you're up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, so who's damaged?
2 of them have been hit, and 1 is untouched.
Alright, so I go ahead and point at the one that's not as like severely injured.
They
That
both look
took
really
damage.
bad.
No, okay, so either one.
Either
Okay.
one.
Okay, I just point out one of the. I just do eeny meeny miny mo for a bit, and then I just point at the one that I just point at and just say die.
That's a natural 2. He fails to save.
All right, and that's a total of 14 damage.
You watch as he cups his ears, and just like the others before him, they start to bleed. He goes limp and ragdolls onto the ground.
All right. Instead of attacking the one that's already injured, I'm gonna attack the one that hasn't been hit with my spiritual weapon.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
All right. 19.
19 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
10 damage.
10 damage. You watch as your harpoon kind of flies forward and impales it in the side. It kind of rips the ethereal harpoon out as it just starts gushing blood. It's hurt, but it's still standing. That's the end of your turn. Ran, you're up. Javon?
Javon.
JJ. The jet plane.
Okay, well, while he's kind of away, I'm going to take this break to get a drink, so I'll be right back.
Sorry.
Oh, you're back.
Sorry, you can still go get your drink. I was legitimately on mute.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm like, why can't these assholes hear me? You're good to go. All right. I was putting something on Sun. So, how many are left?
There's 2 left.
So, two left.
Currently.
So I'm gonna assume the one in front of me is dead. The one that was in front of me.
I just picked one by random to kill.
That
They
works.
died.
Gonna slice somebody else's asshole. Am I right, guys? Hey, Monty, they released Guy for Shinobi Strikers.
Oh, nice, dude. He should have been one that was in the beginning. I don't understand why he wasn't. Like, all the
Facts.
characters are adding. Just they should just add everyone. It's not like it's. I mean the show's over. I mean not the show, but like the original show's over. They should have all the main characters from that, and then started adding new characters from Boruto or something. Well, it is Boruto
Facts.
to Shinobi's. I don't know. It's dumb.
Naruto to Boruto, Shinobi Strikers. So
Yeah, so everyone from Naruto should have been in the game, and then they should have added Boruto characters as DLC or something.
I agree.
Had a
That would've
couple
been
Boruto
smarter.
characters from the start.
I'm back.
I went ahead. All right. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to attack the closest mermaid fish man person to me.
Okay.
Same thing. I'm just gonna keep on with that. I'd rather save my spells right now just in case something else pops off, and I'm gonna rush him like a bat out of fucking hell.
Okay, make an attack roll.
You know what? For you, beautiful son of a bitch, I'll do it. I got a 15 and a 17. I think
Both will hit.
If I'm I'll just do both. Damn. All right. So for the first one, the Venom Fang of Venom, the one that fangs. As for regular piercing attack, for the first attack is 2, the second attack is 5.
Okay. And then
check.
I have to make Constitution saving throw.
Yep, Constitution saving throw for the Venom,
That's a 12.
and that misses. I mean that fails.
Okay, so he
you
fails,
take
so he takes
2d10 poison.
Full damage.
Yeah, yeah, girl. Yeah, I treat you so good. Yeah. Not 12 dice. I want 2 dice. Thank you. 14 poison damage,
Okay.
and then for fire damage, 10.
10.
10 fire damage. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you carve into it, and you see the flesh kind of bubble and pop as the corrosive poison slips in, and you see the flames just burn and sear, again, making a nice fish smell, like cooked fish. That's the end of Rand's turn. It is now
I'm strangely
Long's turn.
hungry. We're gonna keep don't fix what ain't broken. Long's gonna rush up on that same dude and go to suplex his ass.
Okay.
All right, so I'll roll to attack, and he got a 14.
That will hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay. And 1d6. Okay. And he has 5 slam. Same bam, thank you, man.
Okay, so he slams into it. You hear ribs crack and bones break as it kind of collapses in on itself dead. That's the end of Long's turn. It is now the
He beats
last.
his chest in happiness.
It's the last Marrow's turn. It kind of looks around and takes stock of the situation, turns around and jumps off the ship.
Is he close? Was he close to anybody?
Wait. Did he jump?
Was it next
did
to
he
me?
jump off the ship?
You all get attacks of opportunity.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah!
wow.
He can't
that nigga.
move. He
died.
can't jump off the ship if I hit him.
I have a spiritual weapon already.
Okay.
Planning on
I have
hitting these
Okay.
I
guys.
have Sentinel. So.
It only has 1 HP. So
I don't give a fuck. We all attack together.
I'm rolling.
We all attack together.
Attack.
I missed.
We all attack.
so-
17.
And I rolled a 14, and Long rolled a 14. All right. So we both.
you
me,
both.
man,
I just-
Long attack together.
You all
Shiska
three
bob
hit-
him. The harpoon Shiska bobs him, and as it's being floated, it's floating in the air. Shiska bobbed. Javon, you guys do your attack.
I jump up and I slice off his head with both of my fingers, and Long grabs his leg and starts beating him to the ground like the Hulk did Loki.
Okay,
Don't
grabs by the
damage
tail.
The hide. You can probably
Yeah, my
skin
tail.
it
There you
and
go.
make money off of it.
You said what? I'm sorry. We're kind of blessed right now. All right. So I mean, I think that's all of them, right? Unless there's some more that want to come catch his hands, Logan. Oh, I forgot I have my
He's
fucking
typing.
movable rod.
Sorry, I was
Next time
typing.
I'm gonna go ahead and you're good. Next time I'm gonna go ahead and take my movable rod and put it on like one of their tails. They won't go anywhere.
I want to go ahead and just start looting everything, and I also want to, if we could all work together on trying to skin these things, and maybe treat it like just treat the hide on the spot, so it doesn't, we don't have like gunky hide in our fucking bags and shit.
That
Do
works.
they have any glands that are worth anything, Logan?
Make a survival check.
I don't know if they're poisonous or anything like that, or if they have
All
anything.
right.
Yeah, I'll roll for investigation. See if they had anything worth besides their skins worth keeping. Meow meow meow
Um,
meow meow.
I got a 9.
You don't think there's any glands, but the hide could probably catch a fair price if sold.
All right. So we're helping get this shit
Do we
done.
have anything that we'd be able to use to treat the hide and keep it from being like rotting kind of smell?
Uh,
I mean, with the
What
thing
would
we
we
had
need
a-
for
the
that?
If you had a bag
bag
of
of holding?
chilling, then yes.
If we had what?
We had a bag of chilling. It's a ice bag basically. It's a bag of holding, but it's a like a cold bag where it keeps everything that's supposed to be fresh. It's like a refrigerator.
okay. So you guys skin them. It takes you about 2 hours to skin all of them. And as you do, the crew kind of comes up and kind of watches. Some of them you can see get kind of queasy and have to run to the side of the ship to throw up. But the captain
I
kind of
yell at the one that goes over to the side to throw up. I tell him, "Get your fucking head outside from the side."
he kind of looks at you confused and then
Fuck.
realizes there might be more marrow, and he kind of casually backs off from the side. You guys eventually sail away from the islands, and the captain kind of comes down and he says, "That was rather impressive. I'm glad you were here. We would have not really stood a chance if it had been just us."
I look him in his face. My face
Anytime,
still,
Cap.
still like covered in their blood, and my face the imprint of the skull starts to fade away. So, oh, well, that's why she hired us. As I could go back to
Alright.
looting the bodies.
All right. So who's damaged right now?
I'm damaged. I'll just use healing words on
I'm hurt a
myself.
little bit, but
All right.
On
I mean, do you
myself.
want to heal me?
Yeah, I'm gonna heal you guys. I'm
Do you have
gonna
any
use cure-
damaging spells, Manny? Like, do you cast that use sorcery slots? Or not sorcery, but spell slots?
No, my stuff is mostly for healing. The only thing I got that's for like doing damage is my cantrips and spiritual weapon. Everything
Gotcha.
else is either to keep the enemy from attacking, deflect their their magic, remove their curses, that kind of shit, and
Gotcha.
also hold them in place. All right, so I'm gonna use cure wounds once. Let's see. What was cure wounds again? It was should be right here.
Okay. While you're healing them,
Hey, no.
okay, so as you're healing him, the captain kind of approaches and he says thank you. He already approached. What am I doing? But he kind of kicks one of the marrow corpses and says, "I hate these things." And then he turns back and heads to the cabin. As you guys sail away from the islands. Oh, what am I talking about? Rand, go ahead and make an investigation check for me to see what you loot from them.
Can I investigate as well, or? do
Yeah,
I
you
need
can
to-
investigate as well
or
if
do
you'd
I
like.
need to- Oh, I fucking rolled an 8 again. So 9 or no 8. I keep forgetting I don't have a modifier.
You find 15 silver.
Damn it.
And the coins you get are kind of covered in algae and slippery, and they look
That's fine.
very old.
Do they look like they could be worth more than silver?
All right, so one of you is healed for
Like,
21,
you know how,
the other
like-
one's healed for 20. All right.
Say again, Miney.
I'm fully healed in. Do you know how would they be worth more than the actual face value or no?
You could probably get them appraised, but they might. It looks just by the looks of it how old they are. They might be worth more than just regular silver.
Should I just like circle them or something and see if they might be worth more?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many did we
Um,
get?
I was also while we were
15.
skinning them, I was also very lethargic and stuff because haste wore off.
Yeah, you were very lethargic.
And I'm snacking as we're skinning these things. So
As you finish skinning them, the crew kind of hoists them up and throws them over the side. And the captain kind of comes down again and he says, "We would cook them, but they're tainted with abyssal, so it wouldn't be a good idea."
that's not good.
But I'll
What
say,
caused the tainting?
make a history check.
I don't know anything. 5.
5. You haven't really heard any stories about Marrow. You never really lived near the sea, so you never really got a feel for him. You don't know what caused them to become the way they are. Okay.
All right. You guys are fully healed, more or less.
Roger Dodger. Thanks.
Okay. So you guys keep a vigil up until nightfall. No more Marrow make themselves known. You guys then retire to your cabins and get a good night's sleep. And
Oh, Logan. In the process, I said to Kubo and I turned the flames off my dagger.
okay,
Just might as well say that.
the flames shrink back into the blade.
I put my dagger in my pocket. Flame still alright. I catch on fire. I die. Good job, guys. All right, no problem.
You guys get a full
I just
night
wish
rest.
it
Yeah.
would blow next to Javon's
Okay.
ass.
You guys get a full night's rest.
You bitch. It doesn't work for you. So, all right, full nice rest. Got you. I
then-
kept Long out, so the Long stayed up in the crow's nest, keeping a nightful watch, because I don't think zombies have to sleep.
No, they don't have to sleep.
They wake.
They can if they
He
want.
chooses to. It's a choice.
Okay. So you guys, the rest of the journey is uneventful. The weeks pass, and you guys, after a few days, you hear one of the crew members call, "Land ho!" As up ahead you see a large landmass as you're approaching it. As you guys get close, you make out a dock and a shipyard, and make perception checks, all of you.
Gotcha.
Aye.
I got a 10.
10.
Let me see. 12.
12.
Oh,
Igneal?
perception.
Perception.
I'm getting it. Sorry. 19.
19. Igneal, you're the only one to notice this, but you notice the ships that are in the dock are maybe 4 times as large as the ship you're on. They look like a giant version of your ship. And as you get closer, you see figures moving along the docks, and they are giant. They look and appear to be giants.
I go ahead and switch. Use disguise self once again, and change myself to look like a what are they called again? Giants? The giant
Goliath?
guys?
Goliaths.
Goliath. Yeah, I look like a Goliath with a tattoo going down my face and a bald ass head,
Okay.
at least 8 feet tall.
You turn into a gray, bald, with a face tattoo, a pretty large, sizable man. You guys, as you get closer, you see the captain kind of come down and say, "Well, welcome, gentlemen, to Viet, home of the giants."
Thank you.
It's the first time I heard it's populated by giants.
The entire continent is. It's their home.
Interesting.
Don't worry, guys. I know giant knees.
He kind of looks and says, "They're a neutral body. They exist on their own, and they allow
Does the captain recognize Manny's character?
No, he has no idea who he is. He kind of looks to you, Vaughn, and kind of like, who the hell? Who the hell is this? He doesn't say it, but he gives you that look like, what?
You remember me? It's me.
It is I, nigga. Don't you talk to me that way?
He kind of looks at you and says, I have no idea who you are, but welcome aboard. Anyways,
Welcome.
Namu is it's not the capital, but it's one of the 3 largest cities in Viet.
Okay.
It's run by Duke Sebastian.
Mm.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Do you have any
It's pretty boss. He has like 2
I
first
like I've heard
names.
that name before. You have like any like letters or any paperwork from him?
Not that I can say no.
Shame.
He kind of says, well,
Continue.
we're pulling into port now. Thank you for... He kind of goes into he says, one moment, please. And he heads back up to the cabin. He comes back down with a small chest. And he says, here's your payment for escorting the goods. And he each gives you 1,000 gold.
Nice.
Thank you.
So that means I get 2,000 gold.
Yes, Long gets a share.
God
My
damn it, dude! I
man.
hate you, Vaughn.
Until Logan says no, I will keep using this to my advantage.
Until someone notices he's not a person, which is hard. He's covered
mean,
head
yeah.
to toe.
Yep, cover headed snow, baby.
This reminds
doesn't
me
talk
of
a lot.
fucking Divinity, dude. I have this face wrap. I clearly have skeleton bones sticking out the side. What?
Which, hey, he's wearing gloves. All right, I'm classy.
I'm
enough
wearing a
for
mask,
that,
but I'm
buddy.
naked, and I have my bones fucking out.
Huzzah.
Oh, he's human.
Sorry,
It's all
I'm back.
good.
All right, well we make it to port. All right, guys. Well, this is we made it out of here. So what do you guys want to do now? We should at least buy
So
some
we're in a
little
different
time
continent.
before,
Is this populated by the government as well, or no?
This has no connection to Hela or Heska or the Hellhounds or anything like that. Make a
Okay.
history check.
Is it like an island or something, or Viet, or is it a whole giant ass continent with a bunch of giants?
It's a whole continent.
With a bunch of giants, or just only in this part?
It's a giant
Make a
ass.
history check.
God damn it, 8.
15.
8. You have heard of Viet. The entire continent is populated and ruled by giants. They allow regular humanoids into the continent. They're not like ordinary giants. They're not hostile. They're not evil either. They're surprisingly good. They stand out. The continent of Viet was founded a couple hundred years ago by a storm giant who kind of wanted a place for giants to gather and work together. And basically, it kind of became a place where everyone can gather and work together.
Is this storm giant named Yorm?
No. What was your history check?
15.
15?
Who, mine?
No, Manny.
Oh.
You're
sorry.
not the name of the giant who originally founded the continent. You're not sure of.
It's all good. All according to plan. That's what I say out loud.
But Igneo, you remember you have to open up a bargaining, not a bargaining, a partnership with the rival gang here.
Is the rival gang gonna be giants?
and me and Manny don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, no, he told you. Didn't you tell them?
I don't think
Nope,
so.
he did
I
not.
think I
He-
did. No.
No,
He,
you did
he,
not
he
tell
just
them.
told he told us that we might get attacked since we're going in a different direction.
Okay, so you guys don't know about it, but Igneo, you remember that. There's no time frame on it. You can do it whenever you'd like, but you get the idea. The quicker you do it, the better. So you guys are at the dock. There are a mix of giants and regular humanoids,
Mm.
but it looks like the dominating presence is giants. You see frost giants, cloud giants, hill giants, stone giants. You don't see any storm giants or fire giants, but they might be more inward into the land.
I see
Alright.
giant giants. I see Goliath giants. I see no fireballs.
There are a fair amount of
Are there any dwarf giants? Are there any dwarf giants around?
no.
Giant dwarves.
There
what do you
are-
do when you're the shortest of the giants? Like, do you just
Well,
get bullied for being
that
a
would be a
short
hill giant, and they are
Yeah,
bullied pretty
probably.
well. But
Losers.
you do notice a lot of Goliaths, and you get the idea that there's a
Okay.
lot of inbreeding. Not
Oh.
inbreeding. I'm sorry. There's a lot of breeding between humanoids and giants, creating Goliaths.
That's possible.
Okay,
Gotcha.
okay.
Heck yeah, man!
Okay, so
I'll get
it's
some
not what I
giant
thought it
puss.
was.
All right, I have two things. First, Logan, I want to do an investigation, see if we're the closest, maybe like inn. Well, three
Okay.
actually. So see if I can investigate where the closest inn is. Second, see where the if I can find like a magic shop, get some supplies. And third, I want to find a giant brothel.
Okay, make
Oh,
an investigation. Make 3 separate investigation
Three.
checks. We'll go down the
I can
list.
do that for you.
So make one.
So first, an inn.
Make one for the
While
inn.
they're doing, while he's
I
doing
rolled
this,
4.
A 4.
Yeah, I ain't finding shit.
You ask around, and it seems the giants don't take kindly to you, and they don't give you any information, and you don't find anything.
You could try again.
I decide
Ask
I'm
more
gonna go
giants.
look for the. I'm gonna go look for the church over here.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I'm
A
gonna
magic
ask the
shop. I rolled
giant
a 15.
language where it is.
Your second investigation check was a 15, Javon.
It was.
You're guided to the oh, what's the name of it? Hold on.
Beautiful.
You're led to the Happy Dragon Magic Shop,
Happy Dragon Magic Shop.
and then Vaughn, what did you get?
Okay, I got 19.
19. You ask around, and when you mention the topic of church and religion,
Hey, boy, be careful.
the giants kind of look confused and say, "There are no churches on Viet."
Manny gets a religious
All
boner.
right. Do you know about Terra? I immediately reply back.
They kind of look and say, "We're aware of her."
While Manny converts,
Where
people,
are
I
your
go into the
opinions
magic shop.
valid?
Say again.
I said, while Manny converts people into his religion, I go into the magic shop.
Okay.
I go in the magic shop too. I'm following Ren.
Okay. Vaughn, make a persuasion check for me.
Oh
And while
wow!
he-
I am so fucking
Why-
lucky sometimes.
Logan, quick, can
23.
zombies wield weapons?
Say again.
Zombies wield weapons?
I'm not sure about your zombie. Usually the answer is no,
If
but
they're a white, they sometimes have one.
I'll say I'll allow a weapon.
Okay. I'll say it. That way I can do something other than just slam with him. Probably nothing crazy. Just probably just buy him like a sword at some point. I won't even get him like a magic sword. Just a sword. But okay, no problem. Just you can
I'd
go
give him
back
a magic
to-
sword if you can afford it.
That is true.
23, Logan.
23. They're like they're kind of open to your idea of Terra. It seems like the giants aren't by any means against religion. There just isn't any organized religion on Viet.
I'd like to see. Would you like to try to conform one onto this island? Having Terra closer to your heart will bring life to this world.
Jesus Christ, man. Manny's the Jehovah Witness of D&D.
Right.
It's just for all that experience of dealing with people at my door.
He said, "Hello. Would you like to let Tora into your life?" All right. All right. So I walk up to the counter and
The
I
counter-
talk.
When
whoever's
you
in
walk
charge.
in, the shop itself is gigantic. It's built
Alright,
for giants.
My
Let's
god
hear-
is your god.
I find my God, it's your god now. I walk and I find I guess the stairs or the ladder that leads me to the top the desk so I can speak with the guy up there.
As you approach it's a cloud giant, dressed in fine
Yeah.
robes, with he's got some earrings in his left ear, and he kind of he leans over the counter and like, "Oh, how can I help you?"
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking. What kind of magical items
here
and
listening.
weaponry do you have? For us smaller folk?
For your smaller folk, we have some +1 weapons, some +2 weapons. Not much else. Maybe we have a horn of blasting. We have gloves of swimming and climbing. We have Oh, that's pretty cheap. We have a robe of scintillating colors, and that's about it. Does anything interest you?
A robe of what?
Let me take a look at your weapons. What your +1 and +2 weapons looking like?
He kind
I'm
of
looking to get something from my brother here. He doesn't suck a lot.
reaches behind the counter and pulls out a bag, and he just sets it on the counter, and he starts pulling out. To him, they're tiny, but to you, they're fairly large. Looks like daggers and swords and great axes.
Okay. I'll take a look at the swords. What are the swords you got here?
He has, it looks like 3 +1 long swords, and then 2 +2 great axes.
Oh, can you use a
Uh,
great axe? Dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if I can give him, I'll take. How much for the great axe?
4,000 gold.
I'll go ahead and I'm whispering to the long. What about 500?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion is my middle name. And I put in there, but persuasion. There we go. That I got a 22.
22. He goes, I like you. 3,500.
Hey, definitely appreciate it, man. I'll take
He
that
vomits.
wrapped to go. Do you have any magical rings or jewelry? Any chance?
He goes, not for your kind, no, unfortunately.
What's that robe do?
Robe of scintillating
My kind
colors.
at some point.
Yeah.
Let me find it.
Kidding.
Stop doing that, you stupid USB drive.
I'd look it up, but I gotta take a piss. So.
I'll find it.
The great X is anything special? Does it have like a name? Or just a +2 great X.
It's just a +2 great axe.
I'll look it up in the book and see what that stuff goes. Hey, move. Thank you. I beat you up.
Just let me know if you guys need gold. I have a lot of gold.
Great.
You guys are
Okay.
just. I'm still over there converting and having everybody work towards building a church.
Miney, the robe of scintillating colors. He goes, if you're interested, it has 3 charges. One charge can be used to cause the garment to display a shifting pattern of dazzling hues until the end of your next turn. During this time, the robe sheds bright light in 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Creatures that can see you have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. In addition, any creature in the bright light that you see when you use the robe's powers activated must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become stunned until the effect ends.
How much is that?
Let me find it again. 6,000.
Fuck me.
So that's basically mean like a 1 or 2 when it comes to weapon stuff like that.
Say
Grade.
again.
What's the difference between like a grade 1 and a grade 2 weapon?
I think it means when you get a +2, you add a
Mhm.
+2 to your attack rolls.
Okay, dope. All right. So I can add that.
And it's +2 to attack, and it's a +2 to damage.
Dope.
I'm not gonna buy it.
You're not going to buy it? Okay.
Mm-mm.
+2.
He kind of says, "Well, if
Thank you, good sir.
if that's all, it was nice having customers. I don't usually get humanoids."
Well, we will definitely make sure we let people know that you treated us very kindly. So hopefully you get some more business.
He goes, "I'd appreciate it."
That's about. Did he have any armor or anything in there before we leave? I guess before I leave, can I just double check with him? Hey, did you happen to have any armor or anything? Would you be in the market of buying some what are those fucking snake things that we killed?
Marrows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The skin, we skinned them.
You kind of flap the skin on the table. It's kind.
Do
It's
we
still.
make armor out of that?
It's like it's not really good for armor. They're not that naturally armored. It's just basically scales, like fish scales.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he kind of looks it over and says, I'm not in the market for it, but I could give you 15 silver a pelt, so that'd be 90 silver.
We'd take it, I think, right?
Oh, that works.
Okay, so you trade and he gives you 90
You can
silver.
take the coin, Javon.
Well, while these guys are still doing this, I go ahead and form a militia.
A militia?
I go ahead and I give Long the Grex, and he puts his back like a badass.
Okay.
You see a single tear shed from my eye because of how proud I look.
Okay. Vaughn, what would you like to do?
All right. While this has all been happening, I'm pretty sure I've already formed a militia of sorts for the religious group to work towards building this church. So, like, it doesn't even have to be like a grandiose thing. It can become like makeshift of sorts. Like, just build a shrine at the moment and hope that it flourishes afterwards. Then after that, I'm gonna proceed to the magic shop. Pretty sure I would be able to find it.
Yeah, you find you
Holy moly donuts!
you find it just as they're leaving. Now, Rand, you also
What's going
wanted to
on?
find a giant brothel.
You know I want to find a giant brothel.
Make
That's
an
why I came to this.
I'm going with them too.
Make an investigation check.
I look at me. I put my hand on his shoulder. I say, "Listen, Father, we're about to go do some dastardly deeds. So if you want to sit this one out, I understand."
I reply back in giant because he can't understand me. Go ahead.
All right, and I
And-
roll a 17.
17.
Yeah.
You ask around, and you kind of get some chuckles from some of the giants, but they point you in the direction of a brothel called the Pink Bag.
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh god.
All right. Well, I say, well, Father, feel free to roam around if you happen to come across a.
I'm definitely trying to procreate. So any of them?
if you find a
I am not pulling out.
a place to stay tonight, we'll definitely try and catch up.
Pregnant
Wish us
some
luck.
giants, dude.
If
What,
I
imagine
die,
a
I die.
half giant Yuntai Goliath thing.
All right.
God.
And apparently, me and mine are going into the giant brothel.
To the abyss.
You guys, there's the door
I'll keep-
itself.
I'll keep long with Manny. I don't think zombies are worried about fucking. So
You don't
Long's
know
gonna
what
hang out
kind
with
of...
Manny.
Never mind.
I whispered along, don't let him converge. I say I'm not worried because I know he can't. But I say that so he'll feel a little more comfortable.
Okay. You guys enter the brothel, and that's where we're gonna end it for today.
Logan, before you end
Logan,
everything, I'd like to see
core.
what I can get at the shop.
Oh yes, the magic shop.
Yeah.
I tell him that the stairs are to the right.
Okay. You go to the magic shop.
Did
What are you looking for in particular?
Looking for... I want to know, what can I get for 5,000 gold pieces is what I'm generally looking for.
There's no place for that.
Is there any like a weapon or just a random magic item?
Is that a horn
You know what?
thing
I'm
you're talking
I'll probably get back to you on the next session then.
Okay,
On
that
the
works.
next time.
So that's where we'll end it for
Um,
today.
Dragon Ball
Javon.
Z. What up, beautiful?
would does my character know your brother like beforehand, before he was dead, or like
Yeah.
is he always been dead to my character?
Oh no, we've known each other. We've known each
Metaphorically
other.
looking at it.